it starts with you, yourself. Yeah.
Pretty involved in the street art scene in Los Angeles and producing murals and different work, and I've been, over the last few years, asking different artists and friends to come in and do pieces in the alley that have to do with the history of the building and the space, the neighborhood, particularly the native aspect.
I wouldn't say it necessarily began with any purpose besides just putting up art, because that's what we were into. People don't know, I mean, it's located in Skid Row. It's a lot of drugs, prostitution, and violence have happened in that alley, and there's a very restless energy, a very restless spirit there. And I thought bringing beauty and art to it would bring it some sort of peace, purification, which it has. I've seen it happen. But then it also got to this point where I started to understand that the art could bring attention to causes, to situations, to different issues, and that's where it's kind of growing to now.
My name's Steven Ziegler. I live at 118 Winston.
I'm connected to this alley now because of the mural, but what got me here was Shepard. And Shepard had been contacted, I think, by Steven, who hosts the alley, right? So I work with an organization called Honor the Treaties, and that is loosely connected with Shepard and his Obey campaign. He has been a collaborator in the project, and he's on our board. So he reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to work side by side with him on a piece. And of course I said, yeah. You know, when stars align like that, it's a no-brainer what you should do. Or anytime anybody asks me to paint, it's always a blessing. So I created the painting, or the idea, based off of social media and my experience with it. There was a lot of people putting up keep calm and carry on adverts or subverts, such as keep calm and eat green chili was a big one in New Mexico. Before anybody jumped on this one, I wanted to do my keep calm, unique subvert, and I thought decolonize was a perfect match because it's totally in opposition of what keep calm and carry on, the original quote, means. It's more of an imperialistic type of sentiment, and it's oppressive in a way, rather than in relation to Obey and what Shepard does. It's keep calm and just keep going about working and being middle class and being part of the proletariat, and let us rulers rule. And in juxtaposition, keep calm and decolonize is the antithetical thing. It's the disobey, it's unlearn, it's uncondition yourself from what you've experienced in a colonized society. I'm Jake Frawa. I'm from Jemez Pueblo, New Mexico, also known as Walatoa.
Indian Alley how that came about. Through Pamela Peters, basically, I was invited to come and be part of it by doing a live painting of it, and then that's how it just became more like a personal issue to me, where now it represents not just indigenous people from down south, but more people from up north as well. The piece that's in the alley is of Plenty Cruz, which is who is actually a Crow, a warrior from Montana. And it's one of our iconic images, and Pamela recommended that we use that image, which I think fit perfectly because the look on his face is not ferocious or stoic like we're known to be recognized as being, right? So it's Southern Indian or whatever. But more of a peaceful smirk on his face, which I think was very meaningful. I think that image itself is very powerful, and his name as well is very powerful. His name is also said to have meant that he is a person who has brought about great deeds, and that's an important thing as well. My name is Botan, and I am Maya and our ancestry.
It's going to be this new type of art style. I'm taking the traditional basket and pottery designs, and I'm putting into a whole new type of style. I'm taking instead of using circular patterns, I'm making it into using it horizontal and curving it. I'm just making new variations of it, so that's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I've been working on for the past couple of years now. And this is the first time I'm showing it right here. Christian Pablo Armstrong from Sacaton, Arizona. I'm full Altamira Malcolm. It's our traditional name for my tribe. If there's another name, it's Pima.
Paint, or whether it be on canvas or spray paint or even ink when they're writing, and if they're using it to forward a social change, that's their war paint. So I just kind of wanted to make some sort of image to kind of represent that people would kind of get behind and use. So that's kind of the idea. And then on the last panel, I'm going to write some stuff about it, like use of this product will open your mind and stuff like that. My handwriting's pretty bad, so no one will probably be able to read it. I'm a writer, a filmmaker, and an artist. And one of my earlier works, Pamela Peters, was my producer. She also knew I was an artist, and she suggested it, and she was the one that actually facilitated me in being able to put a piece here. It's called War Paint, and basically I wanted to try to come up with a way that anyone that uses art, whether it be or ink or paint, whether it's for painting, writing, whatever they use paint for, or a form of paint, that was their war paint if they were using it for a social cause. So the idea that if you do any sort of social cause, whether it be stencil work, painting, graffiti, that is your war paint. So I put it on a piece of, on a spray can, and eventually I'll change that. I'll do one on an inkwell, on a pen, so a typewriter. You know, I'm really honored to be able to paint in this alley, Indian Alley. It's an iconic alley. So this is probably one of the most exciting things I've ever done, actually. And I'm really proud of it. And to know that my piece will be here for years to come is really gives me a cool feeling. Halito, Chippewa, Stephen Judd. Hi, my name is Stephen Judd. I'm Kiowa and Choctaw from Oklahoma.
I think my whole envision has always been my culture, my ancestors, the beauty within them and the hardships that they've been through. As far as imagery, I'm going to be doing the 4 generations of the female. I'll be doing the purity of a young baby in a cradle board and the changing woman, which we have at the Apache Sunrise Dance, you know, the ceremony of a woman becoming puberty, the changing woman. And then on the other side, I'm going to have a warrior, a woman warrior with her war paint on, and that fierceness. And behind her will be the water symbol, because we are fighting for our water right now and our land, you know, all around the world, indigenous people are. And then up top I'll have the elder. So that's 4 generations of a woman, and it's really going to be very powerful with the 4 colors and the symbolism. But I think we need to get back to that symbolism too, you know, and that's what I hold in my art. You know, with my artwork, this is my weapon, and I'm going to use it for that. So that's what I'm doing right now. And this is what's drawn me here, to bring a message here in the alley as well.
How's it feel?
It's awesome, man. Yat'e Dagode, I'm Carrie Sage Curley, and I am Dene, and I'm Apache.
So what brought me to the alley was I came in contact with artist Pamela Peters, and she introduced me to Steven, who runs the gallery here at These Days, and I wanted to create pieces of work that are transformative, right? Like there's a lot of trauma that has happened in this space, right near the epicenter of Skid Row in downtown. So there's things in the past that relate to my own tribal community, and also, you know, folks who are living here now. So the work I created, I was able to work on 2 pieces here in the alley, and they both really center around Tongva experience. I painted a map of LA using our traditional village sites so people become familiar with the landscape around them. We know the cities like Pasadena, LA, Glendale, whatever it may so be, but very few people know what the original village sites were. So I wanted to open that and create a narrative that was different, you know, and expose people to their surroundings around them and really understand who we are, where we come from, and the land that you stand on now. And I also wanted to, as a part of the piece, I put tobacco ties as, you know, tobacco is a part of our traditional medicine, and really trying to, like I said, change this space, like bring good energy here, because a lot of bad things have happened, but also see it as a glimmer of hope, you know. Meha, Meyawin, River Takwi Garza. Hello, my name is River Takwi Garza. I'm a member of the Tongva Nation and also a part of the Tiat Society.
There's several different purposes. I wouldn't say it necessarily began with any purpose besides just putting up art, because that's what we were into. It started with wildlife, who's a really good friend of mine, Free Humanity, Sketchy, Teacher, Bandit, Nemo from Berlin, Jake Fragwa, Shepherd Ferry, Random Act. There might be a couple others that I'm spacing on. In mural work and in street work, I love the fact that it can convey these histories. And through that, going up on walls, then other people learn about it. So where I'm seeing the alley going is trying to bring in as many people that are working towards a positive cause and changing things in a positive way, using art. And if the alley can help with that and help amplify the voice, then that's where I want to see it go.
To me, it's just about ideas, and it's about awareness and concepts, and like I said earlier, proliferating a dialogue rather than perpetuating something that's been discussed ad nauseum. And I think this is something that a lot of Native people need to look at, and not only just look at it, but see how that relates to them internally or personally, and what it means to be indigenous. And I think for me, I was automatically labeled as a radical or a activist artist because I'm creating art that speaks truth about Native contemporary
it's interesting. As an artist, I've gone to different places, and we've had art exhibits, prints and images and stuff like that. And I didn't really see myself as an LA artist, but there's people that have seen my art, and they tell me off the top, wow, your art represents LA. I can't really define what that style might be, but it probably comes with the mannerism and the attitude as well. And I honestly think that I'm trying to incorporate as much art from all these communities and try to represent it positively and connect it to all, the weaving of the tribes across the continent. And one of the most beautiful things that I realize is that each tribe has their authentic style or traditional art that I believe has influenced the art that I do, whether it's through graffiti or graphics and stuff. And I think that one of my main goals is to basically help promote that art that has not really been recognized or no light has been shone on it.
I don't want us to be known as alcoholics, or any of that, I want us to be known as beautiful people, beautiful red people, and strong, definitely. We are strong. And to embrace your culture is so important. I mean, yeah, you can have a modern twist, like with me, I have a modern twist, but you can never forget who you are and your grandmothers and your grandpas, But it's up to the people to peel back those layers to get to the real message. Some people will just pull back one message and say, oh, judge you right off of the back like that. But I think it's really important that they quit judging us and really understand that we are humans too, just like them. Yeah.
I believe it was during the Indian Relocation Act, a lot of natives came to LA. And I think right now, with what I believe, and some other people, there's a renaissance with Indian people in the arts, and being able to take control of our own images that you see. And where I like to do mine is popular culture, writing, television, and artwork. I think it's really important and also really cool that Indian people are able to make their own images here for, you'll have people come to this alley, tourists, they give tours, so people actually see these images that wasn't someone else's idea of what an Indian person might like or dig. It was actually what an Indian person did do, and I think that's really important, and I give kudos to the people who put this project together. The thing is, Indians were such a small population that when people write about Indian people that are non-native, they might not even know an Indian person. So they're actually, it's not that they have bad, it's just they have bad source information because they're basing their information on what they saw before them, and that person before them who probably never met an Indian person. So now, by us giving them a source information, if they do want to do something, hey, let's do something about an Indian guy. Well, there's all kinds of Indian art down the alley. Oh, this is modern stuff that they're doing here. So I think it just helps, educate people is the main thing.
It's interesting, Indian Alley has a long history with connection to LA. Back in the 60s and 70s, I believe it was a cultural center that provided services for different folks who were coming from different relocation programs and coming into LA. So it was a hub for different tribal nations. But yeah, my tribal community has always been here from LA, so we've always called this home. And it's an interesting dynamic interacting with tribes from different places, but yet we still share the same space. And Indian Alley in particular has been one place of community gathering. LA has always been our home. Right now we're in a village site what was once known as Yangna. But our tribe is essentially from like Malibu going into like the Orange County area and all of the Los Angeles basin. It's difficult because we're a state recognized tribe, so we don't have federal recognition. There's no land. We live on our land, but we don't have a set land base like some tribes may do. So it's complex, and it creates, I think, tension at times between my tribe, other tribes, and people coming into this space that we're caretakers of the land, curators, however you want to may see it, and it's our responsibility to, I think, share information and things like that to indigenous folks and non-indigenous people, but to really maintain that relationship with the land. And it's becoming difficult because LA is so urbanized. There's a lot of development going on, and it's a constant battle to maintain visibility and also maintain our traditional practices. There's some good artwork on the wall, and I think it really just relates to the different time and space when the art was being produced. So different issues may resonate at differently now. But I think nonetheless it captures who we are at different points in time. It's like walking through, I don't know, like an art timeline of sorts. That's the way I see it. There's different artists that are important, that are working and doing good things and creating public art. So I think it's great to share that. Like the times that I've been able to work on art here, I've encountered, every single time I've encountered just like native folks walking by. Just come to visit the alley, tell me where they're from, people from like Alaska, the Southwest, like all over. And I think that's what's beautiful about it, is having the opportunity to engage, right? Tell these stories, because people may come here, they see this and like, oh, Indian Alley, so fantastic, great, like blah, blah, blah. They don't know the true history of it, right? It's next to Skid Row, all the stuff that happened here. So I think illuminating that type of stuff is really important.
You know, art is healing. It's a healing to me, in myself. When I'm out here painting, I give my energy to it. You know, I'm sweating, I'm praying. Art is really, really inspirational, powerful. So many messages, like I was telling you. You could look at it a different way, someone else could look at it a different way, but that's the beauty about it. Art, you know, art, you can never go wrong with it. There's no wrong way about art. And I hope that, you know, the people really, really start to know that we're here, you know, we've been here. And through all the hardships that these people went through on, you know, Indian Alley, Skid Row, and back home, you know, the resident now, we're set on reservations, that we are still here and our voices are alive through art, you know. I want people to realize that.